r/AskReddit. What part of your personality do you fake? I'm one of the most shy people you will ever meet. I switched grocery stores because the cashiers started to recognize me and wanted to chit chat. I didn't make one friend in college because I kept to myself. However, I'm very successful at work because I know that if I don't put myself out there and act confident, I won't advance. I'm more scared of being destitute than I'm shy, I guess. This extends to my relationships because I'm married. She asked me out though and have a very tight-knit group of friends. There are certain things you just have to do. I pretend I'm clueless a lot. It could be about work or even just about something in life. You learn a lot about the person if you act clueless in something you're quite familiar with and they are trying to BS you with what they know very little about. Likewise, you can also digest some great information about their perspective on the topic and actually learn a tip or two if they are more knowledgeable and experienced than you. The latter is the main reason why I act this way, and it's actually amazing how much I have learned since then. It really is a win-win. You'll be able to identify quickly if you think this person will make a good or bad impact in your life. I use my personality is different based on who I'm around, but generally I just try to show what people want to see and expect of me and hide what I want to do and thinks inside it's like conflict and I don't like being bothered. I figured that way you go through life easily. I only show how I really am to very few people that I really trust and feel comfortable around. Basically my girlfriend and 2 or 3 best friends. I'm a really introverted person who likes peace and quiet, but even though I act that I don't really care about most things and they don't faze me, I'm really easily hurt by most things and I'm really stressed about almost everything and assume worst case scenario, which blocks me from doing some stuff. The part that tells other people. I've had to learn to be a lot more strict with who I care about. If I kept giving and giving to people that didn't appreciate it, it was going to kill me. I still care a lot. I want to keep helping people when they seem like they're having a hard time. I want to believe you when you say you need that $5 for food, even though I've done it 100 times before and watched you buy smokes or booze. I want to believe that you mean it when you say you promise, or that I'll get it back without damage, or that you'll be there. I want to believe all that. It actually hurts me to say no to you, but fortunately, it's a small hurt compared to what I feel when you show me that I was right to be worried. Empathy. I know emotions of others very well because I had to learn how to react to them. I have sociopathic tendencies. I can't comprehend grief, jealousy and some other human emotions, so layering the proper reactions to other people's feelings was crucial for me in my youth. I got in a lot of trouble when I laughed at a funeral. Now I come across as very empathetic and caring because I always know what to say in the moment and how to make people feel better. But I don't really care about them feeling better. I just don't want to be caught not caring. All those answers are pretty much just acquired vocabulary, and people's thoughts and feelings are much more predictable than they think. My fiance knows about this, and he is sometimes amazed how well I read people without feeling any form of sympathy, pity or else. For everyone else I'm that one special friend they always turn to for support and advice, and I leave them thinking I do care. My ability to be a lone wolf type. I actually can't go very long without talking to someone, and if specific people that I really like, crushes, close friends etc., go too long without talking to me, I get sad/depressed/jealous/paranoid. So in response to knowing that about myself, I try my best to act like I don't need people to be happy and that I'm doing fine without certain people. Occasionally that's true, but most of the time it's not. I still dream about random high school classmates, for Christ's sake. It's actually pretty bad. I'm also just mostly unpopular in my life and don't have that many friends, so the loneliness takes its toll. I'm constantly in a battle of trying to get people to talk to me while also not being too clingy, and it fucking sucks. When people are obviously wrong, I fake an interest in what they are saying and pretend to explore it together until they realize how wrong they are. I pretend to be disappointed, but really that was my plan all along. What's that you say? Children's television show host Fred Rogers did a violent and criminal past? Wow, how fascinating. I'd love to learn more about that. Let's look up some sources on that. Or damn, looks like a debunked rumor. Oh, that world been so crazy. This will get buried, but for me, it's the good part, the part people like, because it makes them happy. I feel like a sociopath that instead of hurting people does the opposite. I know what to say, how to react, when to sneak a random act of kindness, to make anyone feel special. A bunch of people around me love that about me and seek me out to talk and hang out and get the empathy they need and don't get from their other friends or family or partners. The thing is, it's all fake. I just know what reaction they're looking for and I put on the show. Deep down I'm just bored and uninterested. I get just the mildest satisfaction from making someone's day better instead of worse, but for my overall happiness it does nothing. Like being hungry and eating 2 peanuts. Worst of all, I always know what the worst thing I could say is in any given situation. I don't wanna hurt anyone, but I fear that if I keep becoming this detached one day I might successfully push everyone away in 15 minutes. Happy. I smile at every customer who comes to my work and every employee I work with. Every day's a good day. It's a terrible drain on my psyche, but I do it because I need to look good, because I need my job, and I need to be promoted, because I need to be able to sustain myself on full-time hours and not starve to death. Talking to people face to face is absolutely nerve-wracking, and phones are worse. I dry heave into the toilet at work out of a sort of stage fright meltdown nearly every day. Diagnosed with panic disorder and social anxiety disorder, on too many meds, and not enough sleep, and I'm constantly terrified and humiliated at every slightly negative interaction. But I'm good at faking it, so I guess I'm just going to live, and I like this. Like a lot of guys, I bury my more intense emotions, because airing them out won't get me what I want. This has been made abundantly clear in social situations and relationships. I've held in sadness, because too many times, I've had girlfriends who couldn't rely on someone who wasn't stable all the time. I've held in rage, because it scares people who I don't want to be scared of me. I've swallowed dismay when strangers assume I'll attack them just because I'm a guy, even with my arms full of groceries, while walking down a sidewalk around dusk. Women, have you ever seen a guy walking alone while you're walking alone? So you pull out your phone and pretend to talk to someone, so if they try to attack you, the person on the other end of the phone will call the police. We know what you're doing, and treating us like monsters hurts. We hold it in anyway, because what's scarier is telling a stranger that while it's happening, sooner or later, it stops being a part of our personalities that we fake, and it just becomes part of our personalities. Being happy and single. Growing up, I had no examples of good relationships as my parents fought constantly. My mother was a man-hater and mean as fuck about it. So far, I've been divorced 3 times, had 2 longer-term relationships, and I just tell people that I'm done. The truth is that I'm lonely. I want someone in my life, but so far, I've made some pretty piss poor choices when it comes to men. Even my lifelong bestie of 54 years recently got divorced and directly moved in with her new love. I'm feigning happiness when I'm actually really jealous. I wish I had something like that, and I'm really sad about it. I don't drink, so hanging at the bars is out. Besides, I'm almost 60, overweight, have little money, and I'm just down on myself about being lonely. Everyone else sees this strong, happy to be independent single woman. If only they knew. Acting angry. I rarely get angry. Very. But when I do, I get pushed to the limit. I feel like my blood boils and it literally interferes with my vision. But I just don't know how to lose my shit. I may seem angry by my facial expression or turning red, but don't think anyone notices it when it happens. I don't feel the urge to yell at someone, to punch something. I don't know how to act when I'm angry. I never lose control over my actions. My actions are totally the same when I'm super angry and when I'm totally calm. When I'm mad, I just stay mad until it passes. So sometimes, mostly at work, I must pretend I'm mad or something. I raise my voice over the phone when some contractor fucks me over by a mistake or negligence, but in fact even in those situations I'm mostly either totally chill inside or I'm actually angry, but say those things this way only for them to know it's serious when I could easily just act normally. There's two, I guess. Although, the first one isn't as big of a thing now that I've been out of school for a few years and I don't run into assholes on the daily. Some occasional instances of course. 1. How much what people say or do to me affects me. On the outside, I'm pretty stone-faced and unemotional, while on the inside I feel like crawling into a bowl and weeping. As Nick from the movie Zootopia says, never let them see that they get to you. To this day, I still struggle to get past things that were said to me. 2. Sorta continuing off the last one, but how happy I may seem. I'm not a super cherry person in general, but people could easily assume that's just my personality type. That said, I put in some amount of effort to appear a lot more okay than I feel half the time. Most of the time I feel sad or lost, left behind, stressed out, stuck, etc. But I'll be damned if anyone besides random internet strangers knows that about me.